Your Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, it is a big privilege and big honor for me to read the speech of the first President of independent Lithuania, Mr. Landsbergis. About human dignity. Your Excellency President Constantinescu, honorable initiator and host of this convention, and all highly esteemed participants. 25 years ago, world democracies witnessed the greatest turn in European history of new times. Central Europe's shift was peaceful and resolute. That brave move of captive nations to join the free world to regain freedom. From the Black to the Baltic Sea, really from the Baltic Sea to the Black and Caspian Seas, the then nations enslaved by communism and Soviet imperialism arose to say, it's enough. They said, listen, all neighbors and brothers, we want to live according to our own good will and reasons, not captivated anymore by utopian doctrines deliberately justifying imperial tyranny. We want to be so, and we are doing so, and all the tanks with red stars are for nothing. But the lazy democracies gazed at us first, rather hesitantly, not yet ready for big changes in our common, although divided Europe. Around were those with strong muscles but not spirit, who listened and swayed, being affected by a cozy indifference of fearfulness. Oh, no, that's impossible. Prison reform, to remember a cartoon, seemed better than the completely torn down Bastille. Those poor prisoners of the USSR do not yet press too much for full freedom. There were, nevertheless, also those strong in spirit, even while unarmed, who believed and claimed, down with slavery of any form, they looked at the sunrise and spoke, we are the people and nations, not just territories, not a landless population and materialistically nicknamed labor force, especially that of the forced labor. No, comrade chiefs, we are creative human, building our homes and nations, and we do deserve human dignity in freedom. The first commandment of liberation of the Central Eastern Europe sounded then straightforwardly to everybody and everywhere. Do not sell your dignity. This should be listened to and followed until now. Today, even more, when marketing of freedom, including the blood again shed for it, is a confusingly sophisticated business. What would you prefer, citizens as consumers? Cheaper gas and smaller wars, or worthless dignity of those knights of the free choice? That was and still is the question. Those who then fought for freedom pretty well realized that was first of all freedom of choice, not of something in particular, but generally. Not given, but immanent. Democracy called in our soul determination and free choice. The Providence blessed Knights of the Dignity always knew that there are things more valuable than our biological life. All European civilizations grow up on the Christian foundation of values: love, faith, and hope. Accordingly, virtues of behavior, truth which brings freedom, moral consciousness, and responsibility. So simple, but where is it all today? In 1989, the Soviet Union's highest elected authority, the Congress of People's Deputies, condemned the infamous Hitler-Stalin conspiracy of 1939 to tear apart the European nations in between those two totalitarian empires as a criminal pact with its consequences null and void. This led to a peaceful dissolution of the last European empire in December 1991, giving a chance for many formerly captive nations, including Russia, to build up themselves as democracies. The greatest milestone in European history, but forgotten today. Why? Why the current Ukraine strategy is not becoming the wake-up call for Western democracies? Would anyone among them wish to be invaded and destroyed? Do they wish to be humiliated by obedience to stupid threats and intimidate us? Hey, we in Kremlin have a bomb. Looking back to the year 1989, let us remember not only the events, but the main call of those times: to be better and live better in that very true sense. What is fundamentally good, not evil? To have friends is good. To love life and people is good. To refuse mentality of interest, as interest has no heart, is good. That would be good, really. We need to regain the heart of our civilization. We once felt having heart when about 2 million Lithuanians, Latvians, and Estonians went onto the Baltic Way, joining hands from Vilnius to Tallinn in 1989 to mark the claim freedom. Let the living memory about the highest interest of brotherhood give us the strength to overcome our endless challenges. Thank you very much for your attention. Mr. Vytautas Landsbergis.